it's been around so long one might think that as a species, we're all a bit jaded. But yet when it comes to pornography, most don't understand its role in our development and our history as a species. But by the end of this video, you will be one of the only humans on Earth who does understand why pornography is important to all of us as a species. And no, it isn't for fun. And if you happen to be pure enough to believe there is no place for pornography in our species, well, maybe you're just not human and probably more of a god. Now, even from a simple point of technology, pornography has been important. Back in the days when VCRs was still a thing, VHS tapes went out to become the industry standard because of pornography. That's right, Sony wanted too much money for licensing fees, so the porn industry switched to VHS. And yep, porn was a big thing back then, just like it is today. And if you don't believe that, you probably won't believe that porn also helped spread the popularity of the Gutenberg press. You know, the first printed word. Except pictures played a part too, right there alongside the verses in the Bible. You know, I was not taught that in school, and we all know why. But it is, nonetheless, true. And while technology and porn move through history hand in hand, that holding of the hands doesn't compare to the hand holding of art in pornography. So much so that art and porn kind of define who we are as a species, and yeah, we are a fucking horny species. And that's because art and pornography go back to the beginning of our history, all the way back to prehistoric times, and some of that artwork is still around. Matter of fact, this fine little woman has been dated back some 35 to 40,000 years and is known as a Holy Fell's Venus. This other figurine, known as a Willendorf figurine, also dates back some 30,000 years. And to go along with these little carved figurines are all kinds of phallic symbols. And in fact, while this prehistoric dildo was found in the same cave system as a Holus Phallus Venus, it was carved some 10,000 years later. Of course, we have to ask the question, was this just porn or something else, like part of a fertility rite? And to answer that, well, we'll have to wait till someone invents a method of time travel. And by the time that civilization rolled around in Samaria, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, there's all kinds of porn being thrown around. And that's evidenced first in Mesopotamia in clay tablets from several thousand years ago. And Egyptians, they were no prudes either. And yeah, I can't show you all the good ones because yeah, I'd probably get banned. And when it comes to the old Greeks, well, they must have been a bunch of horny fucks too, because pornography is all over their culture. And we know the Romans inherited that lustful way of life. But the old ancient world wasn't alone in their love for pornography. By the 3rd century, we had the Kama Sutra. And yes, it is that old. The thing is, most of us here in the West believe that this little illustrated book to be a book of nothing but all the known sexual positions that are humanely possible, along with a couple of others. But those in the know look at the book as a guide to living the good life, or rather, the pleasure of a good life. A couple of 100 years later, Japan got into porn with their wood blocks, and despite being banned, they were popular among all classes of Japanese society. Porn has been with us since we stood up and started wandering around, from cave walls to the printing press with Playboy and Hustler thrown in. We are an horny species. Now, you have to know, so you can understand just how horniness works in our species, what the difference is between high erotic art and low pornography. And the easy definition is that high eroticism seeks to explore sensuality, emotion, and beauty, and low bro porn is just crude, seeking nothing but sexual gratification. And if you ask me, it's all one and the same, and that with one comes the other. But like I said, that is just me. And now perhaps is a good time to talk about porn and art, and mostly from a literary viewpoint. And from that literary perspective, the first written novel that was filled to the brim with porn was Fanny Hill, published back in 1748. And yeah, it is still in print and can probably be found in your local library. That is, if you don't live in the South. But I don't know if that's a fact or not. And while Fanny Hill might be a good read, I'm guessing The Land of Sin is as well. And that did come out a bit before Fanny Hill, but is not considered a modern novel like Fanny Hill. And yeah, history is filled with literary pornography across cultures as well as time. The Chinese had The Lord of Perfect Satisfaction in the 1500s, along with I Modi, which originated in Italy. So yes, my friends, it was human nature to kick back and enjoy a little porn, be it on a woodcut or fresh off the newfangled printing press. And if you think otherwise, well, you haven't had the opportunity to explore all the porn out there on the internet. And yeah, it was never any fun sitting in a dark, dirty, cold movie theater to get your rocks off. So the internet really does serve up a purpose for its existence. Porn. You know, let me tell you something. I was never taught in school about the spread of porn by the Gutenberg press. All I was taught about is that was the beginning of books and shit. And it started with Bible verses. To my surprise. Probably to yours too. And you know, the unfortunate thing is there's a lot of people that, even though that's documented, won't believe that. And I don't know why that is. That's just who we are. Besides being a horny species, we're also just a highly interpretive species. We interpret shit the way we want to interpret it. Yeah, and I guess that's really all there is to say. But you know, everything in this video was true, and yeah, sex, it is part and parcel not only of who we are, but of what we are. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, if there's an intelligent species, I don't even know what I was going to try to say. It just seems to me, how would they, is sexuality just a human thing, I wonder? That's kind of a stupid question to ask, because we don't know if there's any other existence, any other life out in the universe, and I just wonder how they would view their own sexuality, if sexuality was even a thing. I don't know, but I'm sure if an alien species did stumble across our little planet here, they'd probably scratch their heads about our about how we deal with fucking sex. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's just pornography. That's all it is. Not much more. Yeah, thanks for watching, people. Leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, go ahead. Hit that sub button. I'm watching.